using tiny new characteristics, like if I stretch the object, it expands instead of contracts. You know, when you take some elastic, it contracts, but in this case, it just expands. Imagine what we're going to do with valves or O-rings if we make them in this kind of technology, right? So really exciting, printing at less than 1 micron. We're very rapidly approaching the stage where nanotechnology is becoming a reality. But what I'm excited about too is the 3D printer, the made in space printer that's coming into that's going to be printing very soon. It's already installed on the ISS. New machines that are making our lives easier. Electronic printing electrics into the objects that we're making. This is currently a separate process from the production, but at Xerox PARC and at other research institutions, they're already working on how do I integrate the two processes of making the object and printing the electronics at the same time, right? And at the resolution that would allow me maybe to print a phone. Okay, so this is happening already. It's technology, and if you pair this technology with robots, just with typical robots being able to that currently work in your factories, but working at speeds that we've never seen before and at accuracies that we've never seen before, right? And beating, in this case, the human one. But it's not long until they don't, and what's exciting is, again, the convergence of technologies, using this technology in a chain, so that we can get to the point where not only 3 out of 10 processes are automated, but 10 out of 10 processes are automated. For me, absolutely no question that that's going to happen. And then lastly is another set of convergence where we're taking existing manufacturing processes like CNC or injection molding, laser cutting and 3D printing, and we're merging them into a factory in a box. Right, this is the first example from DMG Murray. Again, I'm not advertising any particular company. Mitsubishi has a similar machine. But what's exciting here is that you're printing something, and then what you do is you take the nozzle out and you put the CNC nozzle in, so you can tidy up the mess that you've created. Right? So really, really exciting. There, I just want to show that part. So two different processes in the same machine. So really, what we're seeing is not only that 3D printing has emerged quickly and has existing use cases, but that we're using this base and exploding in terms of new materials, new machines, new opportunities that we're developing very, very rapidly. And it's not only because of the supply chain disruption. Really, 3D printing comes in 2 different camps. It's the supply chain disruption camp and its freedom of design camp. And they're talking to each other. I'm firmly on the supply chain disruption camp, so ask others about freedom of design, how important it is. But what both of us have in common is that there are certain things that we don't know, that the curveballs that might hit us. And some of them I'm kind of predicting here. One is Cody Wilson out in Texas, 22-year-old libertarian who read too much of the old philosophers, designing and printing a 3D printed gun, which you will have heard about, which was then, the designs of which were used to print a gun that was smuggled right 50 meters away from Netanyahu, because it's pure plastic. So, these are curveballs. People will always use new technology to do something that they shouldn't be doing. And if I worked with some people in DC and New York to stop senators reacting to this news when it came out and saying we should ban 3D printers because they can print guns. I mean, first of all, I didn't believe my ears, because I thought nobody could really ever suggest that. It's cheaper and easier to buy a gun in San Francisco than it is to print one. But no kidding, really. But this actually happens. This reaction. So it's not the actual fact that this is happening. It's going to happen, but the reaction to this from our policymakers, particularly, but society in general. Oh, okay. And running out of time here a little bit. And obviously, what concerns me, and I think many of you in the room, what is this going to do to employment? We're automating an awful lot of production processes, and we don't know whether wide-led strife is going to be the result of this technology blooming, and how are we going to control the implications of that? Londonites never won. They've been around for 150 years. But if governments don't become better at helping to retrain large swaths of the population at speeds we've never seen before, then we might see a reaction in society that doesn't allow us to continue our work, right? But what's exciting on the